Welcome back to our channel. In this video, let us write the C program to reverse the linked list. That is, given a pointer to the head node of a linked list, we need to reverse the list by changing the links between the nodes. That is, when the forward movement of the linked list prints the data as 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 until it reaches null, the output shall be the reverse order of this list. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We shall understand this by implementing the C program. We are going to follow three steps predominantly. First, create the linked list itself. Next, print the data that is stored in the linked list. The third is reverse the linked list. So I'll go step by step. First, we will have the structure node which shall have the integer data and the pointer to itself, that is structure node. So this structure is going to help us to create the linked list. So we will have a function called push, in which I am going to use the malloc function to create the linked list, which shall be called from main. So it shall have parameters structure of node, pointer to the pointer structure node. Let me call it as head node, and it shall also have the value that should be stored in this linked list. As the structure is data type, it's an integer. So this shall be our function. I'm going to create it using the malloc function. So structure node and temp shall be a pointer which holds the address of this malloc function. We typecast with to structure node pointer, call malloc, and size of structure node. So that size of structure node is assigned in the allocated in the memory, and its address is stored to temp. Now, after creating this temp, I'm going to store temp data with the value as received in the input parameter, and temp of node shall take the address of head, as we are going to create the new node as the beginning of the linked list. So the next node shall point to the existing head node. Let us not forget to assign head node with this newly created temp, which becomes the new head. Now, as mentioned, from main we shall call this push function, which helps to create the linked list. So structure node pointer, let me call it as head, and initialized to null so that there is no garbage values into it, and call push by passing head, and first integer shall be 10, and once again call by passing head with the next value as 5, and let me call one more time as with value 3. So we are calling to create a linked list which shall have three nodes with values passed to it as 10, 5, 3. As we are creating the node and assigning this new node as the head, when we traverse through it, it shall be 3, 5, 10 because 3 is the last stored value. We have to ensure if this is created. For that we need to traverse once again from the head and print its value. Let me call it as print linked list, which shall take the structure node head as its input parameter. And to traverse, let us have a structure node temp, which shall take the head itself, and while temp is not equal to null, we can print temp of data. And then move temp to the next node pointed by itself. So that next while loop will check if it is not equal to 0 and then print the data. It shall continue until the end of this linked list. Okay. Now we will call printf. Before that, let me have an indication as before reversing. So call print linked list and pass head. So now we are doing two things. One is we have created the linked list. The next one is we are calling to see if we have successfully created the linked list, which will print traversing through the nodes from head node. Let me execute this C program. Okay. So before reversing, it is saying 3510. As we have passed 3 as the latest one, the head node is with 3 followed by 5 and 10. For readability, let me introduce the space after each value. So 3, 5, 10 are the values before reversing. Now we are into an important function of reversing the linked list. So I'll have a function called as reverse linked list, which shall take the pointer to the head of the linked list, and this shall be achieved by having three pointers. Say the current, which shall point to the head, previous and the next shall be initialized to null. Now we have previous, which is initialized to null, current, which points to the head node, which is passed as an input parameter, and the next node is also null. We will be traversing through this current node, that is linked list, and then move the pointer of current next node to the previous and the next to the current node. Let me explain easily with the code. First, structure node, say current, then structure node previous at first instance initialized to null, then again structure node next initialized to null, and we shall also hold the head pointer of the linked list to current. Now, while current is not equal to the null pointer, we shall proceed by reversing the links between these nodes. Next shall point to the current next node and current of next shall point to previous, and previous itself will take the current node and current shall take to the next node. So we are swapping the linked list between the next node and the previous node. This shall continue until we reach the end of the linked list in the forward direction, and at the end we will assign head of node to previous, which would have reached to the last node. It would reach to the last node of the head because current is holding the head node. So on reaching the last node, the previous is assigned back to head. Now I'm going to call this reverse from our main function. Reverse linked list and pass the address of the head of this linked list. Again we will call the print statement to see if it is successfully reversed. For readability, let me have the print statement after reversing. Call the function print underscore linked list and pass head. So now execute this. Okay, there is a function call, I think I should call it as print underscore linked list. Okay, so before reversing it was 3, 5, 10. After reversing it was 10, 5, 3. Maybe I can have an next line statement here and do it once again. Before reversing it was 3, 5, 10. After reversing 10, 5, 3. Hope you could follow our program. Please subscribe to our channel to get more videos like this.